It was supposed to be a quiet Sunday afternoon, blue skies, humming wind through the mesquite trees, and the faint scent of barbecue smoke rolling off the pit. I'd been gone for 2 weeks on a federal circuit assignment and couldn't wait to step foot back on my ranch. Nothing, and I mean nothing, felt better than the crunch of that dry gravel under my boots after being trapped in courtrooms all month. But apparently, my absence had given someone ideas. When I pulled up, there was a brand new HOA enforcement area signposted right next to my gate, the one that I built on my land outside HOA jurisdiction. And standing there, in her khaki shorts, oversized visor, and permanent scowl, was none other than Barbara, the self-declared protector of neighborhood standards. I sighed. "Barbara, what's this nonsense?" Now she turned, clutching her clipboard like a weapon. "You can't park there. This is community property. Your vehicle isn't HOA approved." I looked at my black Ford F350. "Barbara, this truck is parked on my ranch driveway. The HOA doesn't even extend a mile in this direction." She smirked. "Well, it does now. We expanded the community boundaries while you were gone. You need to file for access permission and get your ranch recertified." I stared at her for a good 5 seconds. Then, calmly, I said, "Barbara, you do realize I'm Federal Judge William Sterling, right?" Her eyes flickered with confusion. "That's not relevant to HOA regulations." "Oh, it's about to be." Before I could even get my bags out of the truck, she'd pulled out her phone. "I'm calling the cops. You're trespassing." I chuckled. "On my own ranch. Be my guest." Within 15 minutes, a sheriff's cruiser pulled up. I knew the deputy, young kid new to the county. He looked nervous when Barbara marched up to him, waving her clipboard like it was a court summons. "Officer, arrest him. He's refusing HOA compliance and attempting to occupy private community land." The deputy glanced at me. "Sir, can I get your ID?" I handed it to him, smiling. His eyes widened when he read the title, Federal District Judge. He looked back at Barbara, slowly lowering his voice. "Ma'am, I think there's been a mistake." But she wouldn't stop. "Keys of fraud, probably. Printed that himself. Nobody's above the HOA." The deputy coughed to hide a laugh. "Actually, ma'am, he's above the county and the state. And definitely above you." I told the deputy to relax. I wasn't pressing charges yet, but I wasn't letting it go either. The next day, I went to my office downtown and had my clerk pull every HOA filing in the county. What I found made my jaw tighten. Barbara's HOA had been illegally expanding its jurisdiction, finding residents who weren't even members, and filing bogus liens on properties they had zero authority over. They'd crossed into federal land use violation territory. So I opened an official investigation. Within weeks, the HOA board received subpoenas. The audit uncovered misappropriated funds, fraudulent expansion votes, and false filings with the county clerk's office, all orchestrated by Barbara. When she got her summons, she had the audacity to storm into my courtroom, waving her clipboard like it could shield her from reality. "This is harassment," she shouted. "You can't do this to me." I removed my glasses and stared her down. "You called the police on a federal officer entering his own property, falsified land records, and extorted residents. You're lucky this is civil court and not criminal," she glared. "I'll file a complaint with the HOA council." I smiled thinly. "You'll have to file it from federal custody if you keep talking like that." When the judgment came down, the HOA was dissolved entirely. The county clerk voided all of Barbara's expanded boundaries. Every homeowner she'd find got their money back with interest. And as for Barbara, she was permanently barred from serving on any homeowners association board in the state. The headline in the paper the next morning made me grin. "Federal judge shuts down rogue HOA. President found guilty of fraud and harassment." That weekend, I drove back to my ranch. The HOA enforcement area sign was gone. The only sound was the wind and the creak of my front gate. I stood there for a moment, letting the silence soak in. Then I saw Barbara walking her dog on the far road, sunglasses hiding her shame. She wouldn't even look at me. I tipped my hat anyway. "Afternoon, Barbara. Enjoying your non-HOA day." She muttered something I couldn't hear and scurried off. I smiled. Justice wasn't just served, it was certified, signed, and federally stamped. Ho drama neighbor.